Welcome to the first edition of 2017 of The Passion of the Digital Artist. And here he is, that passionate tradigital artist himself, Jeff
Boom! That's a way, Xavier. How the heck are you?
I was wondering if I'd forgotten how to do that, but that wasn't too shabby.
No, I didn't think you forgot how to do that. When you invent something, it's like riding a bicycle. It's just.
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm pretty good for, it's already February. I think the last time we blogged was sometime in December.
Yeah, it was after Thanksgiving. It was either the first or second weekend after Thanksgiving, and that was it. And my gosh, it just seems like the time evaporates.
Yeah, and that's one of the aspects of this theme of this blog.
You're going to tell us how to slow time down a little bit?
Oh, I don't think I can do that. I don't think I know how. I would know how to do that. It's the perception of time as you get older is unbelievable. I remember when I was a kid, sitting and waiting for 2 minutes for the school day to end when I was in grade school. I think we got out at 3:05, and watching the clock from 3:03 to 3:05.
That's all right. Some idiot forgot to silence his phone.
That's all right. But from 3:03 to 3:05, and it seemed like forever. And now the weeks, you even, I swear I do things to try and sit back and comprehend day after day, and it really, what would you say? It's very difficult. You start to really appreciate moments and good times with family and friends, and you really kind of suck that in, opposed to when you were younger, where you just kind of lived it. You didn't take time to realize how special what you were doing back then. You just kind of lived it, and now you kind of while you're living it, you appreciate it a little bit more.
When you were little, and when I say little, up until the time you're probably maybe in high school or even beyond in some cases, your life is pretty much centering around you. So you only have your things to get done for the most part. And it seems like the time between those events takes forever to get there, and time seems to move slower. And then when you take on the responsibility of job and family and kids, even when they're adults, it just seems like there's always something to do, and hence the time just flies by.
Like they say, time is relative. Time is just, it doesn't actually exist. We exist in a space, and we use time to measure the space that we take up and exist in throughout our lifetime. But it's not, it's not relative as far as the clock. The clock is something that we've decided to stamp on in days and years in the calendar, a way of documenting history, right? So, and I think for different people, I really do think time moves at different speeds. It just, everybody, it's relative to you is how fast the time passes. I'm sure to somebody in pain, lying in a bed and in constant pain, I think time probably moves fairly slowly. It's just like, but for someone who's living their life and going about day-to-day operations, it just moves. It seems to just, as you get older, just moves faster and faster and faster. But that's enough about that. I do really feel, I think March will be going into our 7th year, is it? Or 6th? It's
6th year.
6th year. We'll finish our 6th year and into our 7th, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And though where I was when this started, which was a while ago, and to where I am now, my skills have evolved, and it really comes down to what I wanted to talk to. I've been in a period, probably for a while based off of grandchildren coming into this onto this planet, and that took a little bit of time away from my art career to help with my grandchildren, but also I've in the past couple whatever 6 to 8 months have been kind of redefining the direction I want to go in as an artist. I do want to keep doing projects like my social media multi-medium project and documenting history and time. As when you define yourself as an artist, and artists go through this a lot of times, you're trying, especially if you've done something successfully for a while and it's consistently being successful, but when you're dealing with creativity, like anything else, like a job where you might go and I manage people, and sometimes it just gets monotonous. And the same thing with creativity. If you're doing a consistent thing over and over, and it's, even though it is a creative job, you're doing the same thing over, and it starts to lose its glamour and creativity, and you kind of start to redefine yourself doing something else that stimulates your creativity opposed to stimulates your pocketbook. So you're always kind of defining yourself. Now, in my case, as I go through, there's just so much, as with my digital and my tradigital aspect of creating artwork. Since I've started, initially there was canvas prints, and that's a lot of my work that I do, especially if I'm going to do the tradigital where I paint the acrylic on. It's on canvas, but there's metal prints, there's wood prints, there's about 50 different paper type prints. You can print on acrylic. There's just so much that you can do. So with that evolving, I've been evolving, and you just keep trying out the new things and seeing which direction you want to go, and then I'm also getting back into this project. Let's just grab this real quick, and then we're on. That's 52 Shades of Blue, which was my 1-year light study, and I am finished with the first painting. Number 44 of the 52 is finished. The painting's finished. It's ready to be printed. I'm going to determine how I'm going to print it, if I'm going to go canvas, if I'm going to go on metal, if I'm going to do paper. I got 52 complete pieces of artwork in the end that I got to figure out how I'm going to produce, and that's going to help define kind of the direction I go from here. But I'm back, I'm back, and we're ready to go. So that's where we're at, folks. I mean,
that looks real good. It is a further testament to why you chose that as the subject of your light study. That's amazing.
Yeah, I really, this one, and right off the bat, when I had that photograph, I knew how I wanted the painting to turn out. And I wanted it to be, it's more of a graphic representation of the water tower and a close-up. I'm going to be picking the next one within the week, and I'm going to be working on some collage type prints. The Hall of Fame class has been picked. I'm going to do another Hall of Famer and see where that takes me. Hopefully I can get this going, and eventually I can be doing paintings for for Hall of Famers and football players, baseball players, whatnot. I have the talent. I'm going to push my talents in that direction. So that's where we're at. And anything to add?
Sounds like an exciting year. No, other than it's good to be back, folks. Hope you'll start tuning in again and enjoying our blogs, and we'll try to be a little more regular with them after our creative hiatus that we took here.
Yeah, it feels good to be back.
Sure does. Take care, folks.
All right.